Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Dragon Warrior 4 for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Last episode, Cosmo managed to recruit the two sisters, Mara and Nara, from Chapter 4, and they're about to go exploring. We're just going to head up to this travel area to the northwest. We're going to show off just a little bit of battles here, just to show what the tactics thing is like. So we have this tactics choice that we have. We have 6 choices. We have normal, save MP, defensive, use no MP, offensive, and tryout. Normal is just a balance of everything. Save MP means your characters will tend not to use magic points unless they really need to. Defensive means your characters will be more interested in applying buffs to your party, such as the increased spell that increases defense, and doing things that debuff the enemies to make them weaker, like sapping them, casting surround on them, casting sleep on them, basically making it so that you take less damage. Offensive means you basically just, go all out. You're like glass cannons. Your mages are going to use their most powerful spells. Fighters are going to use their most powerful attacks. And use no MP means that your characters will use never use abilities in battle that cost them MP, so they won't cast a heal spell. They won't be using their spells. I'm using offensive right now just to kind of show it off. Most of the time you're going to be wanting to go on normal, but one thing that may sometimes be useful to use is the tryout. I didn't talk about that one yet because that's one of the most interesting one. It's not too useful right now because we don't have a lot of equipment that casts spells. In a lot of the games, like in Final Fantasy 1 particularly, there's a lot of items that you can use in battle to cast spells. You had all those Mage Staff that cast like Fire 2, Black Shirt that cast Ice 3. Well, the computer doesn't really know all the stuff that uses, or the AI doesn't know all the items that use things. So, if you use the tryout command, your characters will occasionally take an item they have in their inventory and try to use it as an item in battle. This could be really, really good for certain characters who may not have, magical abilities. For instance, like Ragnar, he doesn't have any magic. But later on you can get like a weapon, or even like I think it's Sword of Decimation, which you can use in battle and it casts the sap spell on enemies. Or even Ragnar the AI doesn't know that the Sword of Malice, when used in battle, can cast the Fireball spell. And the AI is not going to learn that unless it does the tryout things. So right now, not too important because we don't have a lot of items that kind of cast spells. But eventually, toward the end game, we start getting like some equipment that can use things like that. We want to put the characters on tryout. Now, normally, characters will... the AI does learn. So, like, when you first start tryout, the characters might be, like, doing a lot of, like, dumb things. Like, they'll... Like, for instance, we got a bunch of those meteor armbands with double agility. When you first do the tryout command, and so you have a character with a meteor armband, they will, try to adjust the meteor armband. And they'll waste turns doing that because nothing will happen. But after a while, they'll eventually learn that, like, oh, doing something with this item doesn't do anything, and then they'll stop doing it. Same thing goes, a lot of people hate Crystal when you get him later on because he gets the instant death spells. If you have him on the offensive tactic, he'll tend to use the defeat and beat spells over and over and over again, even against bosses which are immune to that type of stuff. Well, after about like 6 times, I think it is, usually around 6 times, the computer realized, wait a minute, this character is kind of immune to instant death, and they'll stop doing it. So, I guess it can be annoying during like boss battles, when characters, so most of the time you just want to use like tryout type commands during regular battles, but even for some boss battles, you may want to use it once the character learns through regular battles that, an item has a good use for it. So for instance, like if we have like Ragnar, with like the Sword of Malice. You know, he won't know to use it as an item to cast Fireball. But, you know, maybe we just have him fight a whole bunch of slimes, like a large group of slimes, with just the Sword of Malice and put him on the trial command. Eventually he might try out the Sword of Malice, and the computer will see, oh wait, it cast Fireball and it took out all these slimes. This might be a good option. And then once the computer learns that, in future battles, even if you're not using that tactic, if you're just using an offensive tactic, Wagner would be like, wait a minute, the best offensive move right now would be to use the Sword of Malice to cast Fireball and take out all these weak enemies. So, it can be annoying at first, like I said, but eventually the computer does learn some tactics and gets smarter. It's, I mean, primitive AI, I mean, it's a Nintendo game, but, you know, there still are some interesting things, some interesting challenges that you can make out of it. I know there's like the 4 Mage challenge, that was a pretty popular one where you only use Mara, Nara, Christo, and Bray. Sometimes it takes a lot of tactics, because you know, all the bosses, Christo has to learn that beat is never gonna work. Bray has to learn that, hey, sometimes I gotta cast By-Kill to overcome enemy regeneration. Enemies, bosses will get regeneration similar to Dragon Quest III. So yeah, sometimes boss battles will be a little bit tougher than normal when you're just doing just the tactics. The game does give you, you know, a little bit of help. Anytime you have Cosmo in your party, Cosmo is directly controlled by the character, by you, the player. So you can always choose what Cosmo does. So, which is good because, like, you know, Cosmo's the kind of jack of all trades. But like I said, if you want to challenge yourself, you know, you can never have Cosmo in your party, or your hero in your party, or hero, to make it a little bit challenging. So, but we're just going through the game regularly. We'll be using all the characters. So, obviously, characters with less learning to do make it a little bit easier, like Ragnar, Alina, Talon, since they really just attack. There's not a lot of strategy with them, so they tend to make the game a little bit easier. You know, tactics, they don't have to learn as much. You don't have to devote as much time fighting random battles to get the AI to learn with those characters. The mage characters, they're a little bit tougher, so that's where that 4 Mage challenge came into play. We'll also get some NPCs. Our next character will actually be an NPC who will join us for just a little bit. He's another fighter, though. So we'll balance out, like, our party will have 2 fighters, 2 mages. Yeah, they also can't be controlled, so they're all going to use. Now, the AI does have some good advantages to it. Like I said, the AI doesn't know a lot of things, so it forces you to play around with the different tactics. You can't just choose, you know, I guess you could just choose like normal, and that would probably be your best bet to go through the game, but if you want to go through effectively, you're going to have to play around with the different tactics and choose different ones to make battles the easiest. But like I said, there are some things the AI does know. Like the AI does know, like if you're on an offensive, thing, the AI seems to already know if an enemy is weak to a certain spell. So if an enemy is weak to ice, you know, Bray will know the best thing to do is to cast, you know, my Ice Bolt spell. Or if a character is strong against, say, the exploding type spells like Bang, Mara will know, well, I won't use Explode on them, I'll use a fire spell, like Fireball or Blaze. So, yeah, the AI does know that, and also the AI sometimes, it can help, the AI does not choose, it's mainly good, I guess, for, like, defensive. The AI does not choose what it's going to do, beforehand until it's actually that character's turn. And that's, like I said, the best benefit in the defensive thing, because you may think that, oh, my character's like fine, they'll be okay, if they don't need to heal this turn or whatever like that. But then the enemy gets a critical hit. Say a critical hit on Cosmo, and now it's Nara's turn. Well, Nara will automatically like cast the healing spell on Cosmo, because she's waiting until it's her turn to make the move, make the choice of her move. Well, like if you were just like said giving everybody the normal command, you might say, you know, oh, now I don't have to heal this round, Cosmo with full hit points, you know. So in that sense, it could be good. Also, it means that most likely your characters you know, they ain't gonna focus spells on enemies that are already defeated. That was a problem. Sometimes you would, you know, when we were giving everybody their commands. You know, you might have everybody attack like Monster A, and then Monster A will die, you know, because someone got a critical hit, and then 2 attacks are wasted because Monster A ain't there anymore. Well, the AI would be like, oh, Alina got a critical hit, so there's no reason. Now it's Bray's turn. He don't have to worry about attacking Monster A. He'd just go on to, you know, Monster B. Because like I said, the things ain't chosen, actions aren't chosen until it's actually that character's turn. So, in that sense, it's almost like Final Fantasy IV, where we'll see the next game we're going to play, where the active battle time system, where you're choosing options for your characters actually in battle as the battle's going on. You're not just doing it right at the beginning and everybody just takes a turn. You're making commands in battle, so yeah, that's one of the good advantages, like I said, of the tactic system. So, but most of the enemies around here, because they're kind of weak, you know, we're just going to try out and mainly just going on the normal tactic for now. As I said, as we get more weapons that have special abilities and armor, then we'll try that tryout tactics. For instance, like if you didn't see the now we'll never use the Silver Tower cards unless you use like the tryout tactics. So that's why it was important that I wanted to show off all the effects of the Silver Tower cards back in the last chapter when I could manually control Nara and extend those battles. So, well, that about does it for this episode. I'll be heading up north to Loom's initial place. There's not really much to do up there, but there's some new enemies in the area, and we also want to try to hunt out some metal slimes. So, take care, have a good one, see you then. Bye!